like my job. I don't like my job. But if you didn't have one, you'd be at the altar like you in the Pentecostal church tarrying all Sunday. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Lord, Pastor, pray for me that I get this job. Well, you didn't like the last one. Why you want me to waste prayers? You didn't like going the last job. Why you want us to waste prayer capital on you? You didn't like that last one. You complained about it every week. We've got to learn how to tell the Lord thank you. We've got to learn how to thank God even when it's not exactly like we want it to be. But I've learned to realize that it could be a whole lot worse. And I've learned, instead of complaining when I wake up in the morning, tell the Lord thank you because somebody didn't get up this morning, but he woke me up this morning. That's a reason to tell the Lord thank you. You may not be in the best health, but he woke you up. Somebody, they didn't get up this morning. You ought to just just take 2 or 3 seconds to think about something that the Lord has done for you, not just this morning, but 2 minutes ago when you couldn't breathe had he not moved. You couldn't have moved your faculties had he not, but you ought to just tell the Lord, thank you. I've learned how to tell him thank you when the rain is falling. Thank you when the winds are blowing, because he's the same God even in the storm and rain. But watch how they rejected this. They said, we don't have any food, we don't have in the water. But then they say, watch how they talk about God's provision. We loathe this miserable food. We don't like it. We hate it. It's worthless. We don't like this word. Matter of fact, we are disgusted by this word. Now, the Lord did not have to provide, because watch this. Had he not provided for them manna, they would have died in the wilderness. But they are calling God's provisions worthless. And they are disgusted because it is worthless. Beloved, I just have a sneaky suspicion we ought to learn a lesson from the text, that we have to be careful of how we view God's blessings. Talk about I don't have enough space in my house. I'm going to say what I said. I'm going to say the exact thing I said this morning at 7. I don't have enough space. Well, maybe you have too many fat back TVs in the house. Well, the TV sitting on the TV, maybe you need to get rid of some of those TVs. Don't work. You'd have more space. You've turned that fat back TV into an entertainment center. You've covered it with a sheet. Put another television on top. Sitting like it's just entertainment. Get that old TV out the house. You might have a little more. I know I'm messing with somebody because you're going back home to one today. That's fine. Let's stop complaining about the space. I mean, get some of those old clothes that you'll never get back in. You're walking by faith, but that faith walk never going to come to fruition because you're not doing anything to get back in them. I'm going to get back in that dress one day, but you're cutting a Twinkie while you're saying it at the same time. I know I'm telling the truth, because I'm going to get back in that suit. And I'm eating cake that same time I'm talking. I said, tomorrow I'm going to start. Tomorrow, today is the day of salvation and trying. So he says in the text, I offended somebody. I know I did. You ain't got to be funny.